My career, it has happened many, many times since when someone would intimidate me or scare me and take something that I believe was mine. Get between somebody and their paper. Taking a man's livelihood away from him is akin to killing him.
This just in, the Texas attorney who targeted Sean Diddy Combs with dozens of civil lawsuits on behalf of John and Jane Does allegedly victimized by the music mogul has a new target in his sights, NFL legend Shannon Sharpe.
Colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say. Just
$1 million, but y'all, it didn't work. His legal team just confirmed that he offered his accuser at least $10 million during private mediation talks before she hit him with that $50 million sexual loss.
So now Dave Chappelle has entered the conversation around the Shannon Sharpe versus Tony Busby situation. And he's not buying the official story. According to Dave and some insiders close to him, this lawsuit isn't just some random legal case. It's a strategic takedown. They're saying this whole thing feels like a calculated move to take Shannon down a peg and remind him who really pulls the strings in the industry. Let's back up a bit. Shannon's been on a hot streak lately. His show club Shay Shay has been blowing up, especially after giving controversial figures like Cat Williams and Monique a space to speak freely. These guests have been pulling the curtain back on Hollywood's darker side, and people have been tuning in like crazy. Then, right when Shannon was reportedly on the verge of locking down a massive $100 million deal, this explosive lawsuit surfaces. That's where Dave Chappelle's concerns come in. He's reportedly been telling people that none of this feels like a coincidence. After Shannon's interview with Kat broke YouTube records, Dave supposedly warned Shannon that blowback was coming. And now, with this lawsuit making headlines, Dave seems to believe it's an intentional warning from powerful players behind the scenes. The kind of industry retaliation that's been used before when a black man starts making too much noise and gaining real influence. On the flip side, Tony Busby, the attorney representing Shannon's accuser, is firing back with serious accusations. He's claiming that Shannon's team already tried to make the problem go away by offering the alleged victim $10 million to stay quiet. And Shannon reportedly admitted this. That raises some tough questions. If he's innocent, why the hush money? One of the most damaging pieces of evidence so far is an audio clip where Shannon can allegedly be heard threatening to choke the woman involved. So people are split. Is this a case of Shannon doing something deeply wrong and trying to dodge accountability by claiming racial bias? Or is Dave Chappelle onto something, and this is actually a well-timed smear campaign designed to silence a powerful voice? Let's break it all down. This lawsuit first came to light on Sunday, April 20th, when reports broke that a woman, identified only as Jane Doe, had filed a civil suit against Shannon in Nevada. The details are extremely serious. Jane Doe claims that Shannon sexually assaulted her multiple times during a relationship that started after they met at a Los Angeles gym in 2023. Her lawyer, Tony Busby, the same guy who's become known for going after high-profile names like Jay-Z, though that suit didn't stick, and filing dozens of lawsuits against Deshaun Watson. In the complaint, Jane Doe paints a disturbing picture. She says Shannon, now 56, met her when she was just 19 and aggressively pursued her. She accuses him of treating her like a possession, allegedly choking her, threatening her life, recording their intimate moments without consent, and sharing them with others. At one point, she says Shannon told her he wanted to ruin her so no other man would want her. The lawsuit also alleges Shannon figured out how to access her apartment complex without her permission. It gets darker. Jane Doe claims there was an incident where Shannon exploded on her while a gun was within sight. Scared for her life, she says she tried to share her location with friends, but when Shannon noticed, he allegedly grabbed her by the throat and said, "If you ever do that again, I'll kick you." She also references an Instagram Live mishap from September 2024, where Shannon allegedly accidentally broadcast an intimate moment with another woman named Michelle. While Michelle isn't involved in this lawsuit, Jane Doe claims the incident left her emotionally shaken and worried about STDs. She says she tried to cut things off after that, but Shannon wouldn't let go. The worst accusations are about two specific assaults. Jane Doe says that on October 6, 2024, Shannon forced her into oral sex while she cried and tried to resist, and then raped her. She says another attack happened on January 2, 2025, when Shannon again allegedly forced her to perform oral sex and then raped her. She claims it lasted 10 minutes and only ended when he finished, despite her crying and begging him to stop. In her own words, Shannon Sharpe is not just a media star. He's a manipulative, narcissistic man who's used his fame and power to control and harm women. Through this lawsuit, she says she's hoping to hold him accountable and stop this alleged behavior from continuing. She's asking for a jury trial and $50 million in damages. As for Shannon's first response, he came out swinging. He released a statement through his lawyer, Lanny Davis, and didn't just deny the accusations. He also revealed the identity of Jane Doe, naming her publicly as Gabriela Zuniga. Gabriela Zuniga, also known online as @SheIsCarly, has a strong presence on platforms like OnlyFans and Instagram. In response to her lawsuit, Shannon Sharpe released a statement through his attorney, referencing alleged text messages from Zuniga as proof that their relationship was entirely consensual. However, the lawyer didn't provide screenshots, just claimed that Zuniga had sent explicit messages, including one where she supposedly asked Shannon to choke her with a dog collar and another where she allegedly expressed a desire to have his baby. Sharpe's legal team has dismissed the entire case as a blatant and cynical attempt to extort millions from him, calling the allegations completely false and intentionally misleading. They also pushed back on the now viral audio clip where Shannon is heard threatening Zuniga, saying the clip was edited to make a consensual moment sound coercive. Here's part of the audio. "Anything I say you're just going to get mad at and hang up on me? Well, I don't want to be choked." That short exchange has sparked debate, but Shannon's lawyer insists this was part of a consensual relationship that included role-playing and fantasy elements Zuniga allegedly requested herself. According to his legal team, Shannon denies every accusation of coercion, rape, or misconduct, and sees this lawsuit as nothing more than an elaborate blackmail attempt. Shannon even posted a video online slamming the lawsuit as a money grab. He called out Tony Busby by name, accusing the attorney of specifically targeting black men, citing Busby's recent attempt to sue Jay-Z as part of a pattern. Shannon also said he plans to countersue both Busby and Zuniga for defamation. But here's where the situation starts to unravel. Shannon's lawyer had to admit that earlier this year, Shannon actually offered Zuniga a $10 million settlement to avoid going to court. That has raised eyebrows. If Shannon is telling the truth and this lawsuit is total fiction, why offer such a large sum of money instead of immediately fighting it? Critics are now pointing to that offer as a contradiction. If she's lying, wouldn't a defamation lawsuit be the obvious move? Instead, it looks like Shannon tried to make it go away quietly. And when that didn't work, the public denial began. Tony Busby wasted no time responding. He went public on Instagram saying, "On one hand, Shannon Sharpe and his legal team claim this lawsuit has no merit. But on the other hand, they've admitted that he offered $10 million to keep her from filing it. That is a fact." Busby also said his client rejected the offer and chose to move forward with the lawsuit, despite attempts by Shannon's camp to discredit and intimidate her, and even attack Busby himself. And just when things couldn't get messier, sources close to Dave Chappelle are now saying Dave had a feeling this was coming. Apparently, he warned Shannon that the industry doesn't take kindly to people who start empowering truth-tellers like Cat Williams and calling out the powers that be. Dave's long been vocal about how fame and success come with strings. And if you don't play by the unwritten rules, powerful people know how to shut you down. On top of that, fans online are pointing out how conveniently timed this lawsuit is. It dropped just as rumors swirled that Shannon was close to landing a major media contract, reportedly worth over $100 million. And if you've followed Dave Chappelle for any length of time, you know he's talked about this exact pattern. Once a black celebrity starts gaining too much autonomy or influence, things start going left. Still, not everyone is buying the targeted attack angle. Some are saying this is just accountability catching up with Shannon. And even if the allegations turn out to be false, he should have known better. After all, he's a 56-year-old man who got involved with a 19-year-old OnlyFans model, a move that many consider a huge lapse in judgment. One user on X said, "Shannon Sharpe is a grown man in his 50s messing around with someone younger than his own kids. I don't feel bad for him at all." Another added, "A lack of self-control will have you out here looking wild. Shannon was born during Jim Crow and is now out here paying white women born after LeBron got drafted for race play. He looks crazy on every level." So what do you think? Is Shannon really being targeted by powerful forces, like Dave Chappelle believes? Or is this just someone facing the consequences of reckless behavior and trying to flip the narrative? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure you check out the next video. It's getting even crazier from here.